What am I making today? I'm tying redfish flies, y'all. I got one more to tie to finish up a box I'm working on, and then I'm just tying a bunch of flies up. There's a fly fishing festival coming up in May. I'm just tying a bunch of flies up to sale at the fly fishing festival. But I needed one more orange one to finish up a box I'm working on, and then I'll be done with that box. It'll be ready to sell, so I'm just ready to get done with that box. Try to get my camera to focus more on that instead of me. Oops. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of barred rabbit right here. This fly has kind of a lot of ingredients. It's the last one of these I need to tie for a while. I'm gonna add some orange flashing. See if I can get that color to show up better for y'all. I just need enough light to be able to see. But I want y'all to be able to see the fly. That's still a little bright. Okay. Can't catch a cold with that. Um, what's up? Yeah, we'll see. I'm not done with it yet. So I've got some copper color flashing right here. Hey everybody, thank y'all for watching. Throw some copper color on there. Let's see, it's the last one of these I need to make, and I'll be done with this box of flies. This box of flies right here. So, got all those, and then all that. So, need one more orange. And I'll be done with this box, finally. Been working on it for a while, but you know, between tying the flies I use for fishing and tying the flies for everything else, it's just taking me a while to get done with this box of flies. Alright, I'm going to put a couple of pieces of marabou on here, a orange one and a yellow one. So one orange marabou and one yellow marabou. And some of y'all might be thinking orange is a crazy color. I completely agree with you, but for some reason the redfish will eat it up. And what I'm doing right here, I'm just cutting off some of this marabou that we don't need. And what I do, I kind of layer the yellow on top of the orange. I layer the yellow on top of the orange to kind of break it up a little bit. Like that. See, it's starting to come together a little bit, everybody. What's up, Bay? What's up, Shamanda? What's up, sis? Alright, I'm going to throw some orange feathers on there. There's one right there that volunteered for me. I'll grab two more right here. So on the feathers, y'all. Oh, thank you, thank you. So on the feathers, you don't need this thick part right here. If you try to twist this thick part, it's just going to crack on you. So always cut the thick part off on these feathers. So we'll cut the thick part off, throw that away. Same thing on this last little feather. Now I'll take these three feathers and put them on the fly. Go ahead and tie this down. And as you can see, it's kind of coming together now. Alright, now I'm going to take a single orange feather. I'm going to wrap it up. So what I do, I just take off again, cut off that thick part. I'm going to lay it on the fly like this right here and get it started. Just wrap it to get it started. And then going to hold it up out of the way. Put my little clippers on there. And wrap it like this. And that little bit I left on there don't matter because it's going to get covered up anyway. I'll cut that little piece off. Alright, now I know I'm kind of... Is this a new color? Not really. I've made a few of them. My buddy Kevin, that's another fly fishing guide. He loves that orange and yellow, and he had me make some for him. And then, so I did, and I tried it myself, and it works. It's a crazy color, but it works. All right, now we're gonna take some. This is 1 inch. This is tarantula wrap. I'm gonna take some 1 inch tarantula. Grab a few inches of it, and I'm gonna get it started. And then wrap this tarantula. Actually, I'm gonna put my clippers on it just to make it easy. All right, and wrap this tarantula around. All right. Just brushing his hair a little bit. All right, and that's pretty much it with that fly. We'll tie it off. We'll put some glue on the thread. And I'm gonna knock out some more flies. I went by the fly shop today, No Wake Outfitters here in New Orleans, and bought a few more supplies that I was getting low on. All right, now we'll just put some glue over the thread right there. That'll hold the thread. And then hit it with ultraviolet light to dry that glue. That's pretty much it. Just a little orange and yellow fly. I know it looks crazy, but for some reason the redfish, they eat it up. So that's that one. And it's gonna go right there. I'll add it to the box later. And that'll be the end of that box finally that I've been working on for months. Alright, y'all, I'm going to throw this stuff up that I don't need real quick, and grab some other material. I'm gonna tie something different. Just working on a bunch of. Well, I'm gonna need that. Working on a bunch of flies to sell. There's a fly fishing festival coming up in May. If you like to fly fish, you ought to go to it. Alright, y'all, just grabbing some stuff real quick. Just bought a new pack of eyes I'm going to use today. Right here. Grab some feathers right here. Almost ready, y'all. Alright, I'm ready. Sorry, I had to grab the stuff. Alright, y'all. Let's knock out some more flies. He being my granddaughter, baby. She wants her name Gabriel. I told her it's not a good name to call him Gabe. You know, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that, honestly. I don't know. Alright, y'all. Let's knock out some flies. Gamakatsu B10S hook. I bought a new pack of eyes today. These are just the medium size in the green. Turn my music up a little bit. Alright, start with a thread base. I got my medium lead eye right here. Gonna go ahead and put that on there. Not right up on the lead eye because I'm gonna put like a underbelly fur head on here, so I'm gonna leave some space right there. Alright, and now we'll cross wrap. I'll probably try to stream for a couple of hours, y'all. But if y'all are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. All that stuff really helps me a lot. According to YouTube, apparently like 88% of the people that watch my channel are not actually subscribed. So if y'all would subscribe, that would help me out a lot. All right, gonna throw some glue on the eyes. Hit it with the ultraviolet light. All right, gonna put the tail on here. I'm just gonna use some crafting fur because it don't really matter on this fly. It don't really matter if I use deer or crafting fur, so I'm just gonna use some crafting fur. So take the crafting fur and just get a chunk of it, cut it off. Chunk of crafting fur. All right, you're gonna put some flashing on it, add some shine. So I've got some green looking flashing right here, like some olive color. Just gonna take several threads of that. All right. Gonna do the same thing with the copper color. I really like that copper color. Let me see if I can fix the light for y'all. This little bit of tail right here, I know it's not a lot on there. It really don't matter. It's gonna get covered up anyway. I really do that. It's just a base to add everything else. So now we're gonna take some copper color, throw some copper on there. Well, it's more like a penny color. Like a new penny. All right. Like I said, this is about to be covered up. All right, now I'm gonna get some green and some tan marabou. One piece of tan marabou and one piece of olive. I think that's olive. Yeah. All right, so I got one piece of olive, one piece of tan. I'm gonna do the same thing we did on the other fly. I want to put this tan on top to kind of offset that olive a little bit. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna cut off the thick part. All right, I've got my tan kind of laying on top of my olive right here. And I'm just gonna lay that on the hook. Run that down. And as you can see, that shine, that flashing I put in there, it's not overpowering. Like it's just gonna add a little bit of flashing, a little bit of shine to it when it's in the water. But it's not like super overpowering or anything. All right. Now, grabbing some feathers right here. Again, this is an olive colored fly, so I've got some olive feathers right here. Olive feathers. Just grabbing a couple of them. All right, got 2 olive feathers right here. We don't need that thick part. Going to cut the thick part off. So I'm just going to hold them together right here, cut that off. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take and put 1 feather on each side of my fly right here. And then we're going to cut off the parts we don't need. Seems like a big fly, but we catch big fish, so it works. All right, now I'm going to grab 1 more piece of this saddle hackle. Again, cut the thick part off. Going to start it right here. Then wrap it around. Thank y'all for watching. Everybody that is watching, all 8 of y'all. Thank y'all. It's funny, some nights I'll have a couple thousand views, and then some nights I'll have 4 or 5 views. It's pretty whoops. It's pretty crazy how that works, but my clipper came off. Let me reclip it. I'm gonna have to grab another feather. That one just did not do the trick. That one just didn't do the trick. This one looks pretty good. All right. Wrap this one. There we go. That one looks better. Okay, now we're gonna put some underbelly to make the head on the fly. Just bought this today at no wake. So this is underbelly hair on a deer, so it's a lot stiffer and thicker, and I'm going to use that on the head. We'll put that on there and shape it up. I know the fly looks crazy right now, but it comes together here at the end. So gonna cut a chunk off of this underbelly hair off. So I got a chunk of hair. I'm gonna lay it on top of the fly, like over the center of the eyes. I'm gonna wrap it once loose, and then I'm gonna let go and then wrap it tight. We're gonna do this. I normally do it 3 times at a minimum 2, but I'm gonna do it probably 3 times. We're gonna do the same thing we just did. I like the to have a thick head right here, and then we're going to shape it up. We'll shape it up at the end. Right now it looks crazy. We'll shape it up at the very end. So same thing, another chunk of deer underbelly hair. Same thing we just did. Gonna lay it on top of the fly. One loose wrap, let go, tight wrap. That's almost good enough, but I like it a little thicker. You'll see what I'm talking about. So this time I'm just going to take just a little bit. I don't need as much. And do the same thing. One more again right here. Loose, let go, tight. And my thread broke. That's going to happen if you tie flies. Your thread's going to break. So I basically, if I can find it right here in front of me somewhere. So take the bobbin, take my thread catcher thing, stick it down through the bobbin like that, and then put my thread through there. If my old eyes can see to do that. It's funny, I can still see a redfish 100 and something feet off, but my near vision is getting bad. All right, since we snapped that thread, I'm going to start off right here on the nose of this thing and just kind of wrap a few wraps. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop over and just wrap a couple of wraps right here. And it won't hurt a thing. All right, now gonna go ahead and tie this one off and then shape this head up. Right now it looks super crazy. We're about to shape it up. Actually, I'm gonna add, it needs a tiny bit right here. Y'all see that? Needs a little bit right there. I can always add more, but it's hard to take it. I mean, I can always take some away, but it's hard to add more. So we'll just go ahead and put a little bit more right there. A couple little happy clouds right here. All right, now we'll tie it off, and we're gonna trim this punk rock hairdo down just a tiny bit. Alright, now we'll throw some glue over the thread right here, and then we can do that at the end. We'll go ahead and trim it down and we'll glue it at the end. So I'm going to take a razor blade, a real razor blade, and bend it, and we're going to kind of bend it into a little cone, and we're going to start trimming this up. It's best to do a little bit at a time, because like I said, you can always cut more off, but it's hard to go back and add to it. So it's good to do just a little bit at a time, y'all. We're almost done. All right, I just got a few hairs to manually trim off there with my little clippers. And that'll be that. So I'm just trimming it up, I'm just being a little OCD about it now. All right. Oh, I forgot to put the glue on there, y'all. Don't forget to put the glue on your eyes. I mean, on the not the eyes, the thread, like I almost just did. You don't want to do that. You don't want to forget your thread, your glue. All right, let's put our glue on there. Then go ahead and what am I tying up? What's that? New York Outdoors and Tackle. Um, just it's like a. I mean, I don't really have a name for this fly. It's just like a brown and olive fly that we use down here a lot for redfish. That it does really well on the redfish. Trim that up just a hair. There we go. What's that one, y'all? All right, let's do some more. I mean, see, we do. I mean, I do, you know, that color we just did, orange, purple and black, red. I mean, just what's right here? Used for small mouth and large mouth. Yeah, man. So, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I took my dad to the St. Lawrence River. I'd like to go back this summer, but we'll see how it goes. You know, we went there for we just stayed. We stayed in Alexander Bay, and we were putting in down there, and I think it's Calhoun or something. Is it Calhoun? Yeah, yeah. Gurglers work great, man. Especially on like schooling reds. You know, put a gurgler out there, they eat it up. I wish this. I'm trying to get the camera to focus right here. What's up, Lone Star? Starting to get some of my regular viewers on here. Oh, okay, Cayuga. Yeah, Lake Cayuga. Yeah, that's I got a buddy of mine that fishes. He used to be FLW, but he fishes MLF and all now. And we talk on the phone like almost every day. But we were just talking about that lake yesterday. It's funny. It's funny, man. We were just talking about that lake because I was saying I want to go back to New York, and he was saying that's a great lake. It just uh, he says it just takes a like about an hour. He says something about an hour and a half run or something or whatever, hour run. So I don't know. St. Lawrence. I like the St. Lawrence. It was fun. We caught a lot of big smallmouth on the St. Lawrence, and it wasn't hard to figure out. I mean, we had never. Now we weren't fly fishing. We were spin rod fishing, but we had never been there. But we just went out on the ledges and stuff, and fishing 20 something feet of water, rock piles and everything with like drop shots and all that. And we caught the heck out of some smallmouth. I mean, a bunch of them. My dad was catching all the 5 and 6 pounders, and I was catching like the 3 and 4 pounders. But that's awesome. All right, put some glue on these eyes right here. So I know I'm tying like a lot of the same flies, y'all. But like I said, I'm trying to get ready. There's a fly fishing festival coming up. Yeah, it was fun. I want to say the first one he caught. I think the first smallmouth he caught was 6 pounds, something like that, either 5 or 6 pounds. All right, crafting fur. Again, I use this mostly as a body because it's gonna all this is gonna end up getting covered up anyway by everything else. So I'm basically just using this right here as like a base for all the rest of my material. I still haven't caught one. A Guadalupe. Yeah, I heard those are kind of small. So I guide down here in Louisiana, but I'm from Georgia, and we have the Flint River up there, and the Flint River runs right through my hometown, and so I grew up fishing on the river a lot, and we got there's largemouth, there's spotted bass, and there's we have a bass that's native to the Flint called the shoal bass, SHOOAL, shoal bass, and it's native to the Flint, but it's kind of spread. You know, you can catch them down in other places now, like the creeks and other rivers, because they've just kind of spread out, but they're native to the Flint River. But the world record on the shoal bass is like 8 pounds and something. In fact, um, the current shoal bass record holder fished with me this past summer. He came down and did a red snapper trip with me. So I don't just fly fish, y'all. I do spinning rod trips also. So if you don't fly fish and you want to come down to a spinning rod trip, just go to my website, Louisiana on the Fly. Send me a message. Like I said, I do fly and spin. You know, redfish, speckled trout, all the normal inshore stuff, and then we do red snapper in the summertime. We do fun fishing like big jack crevalle and stuff like that. So we do a little bit of everything down here. Offshore fly fishing. So if you want to do some really crazy stuff, we do offshore fly fishing. Using like big 12 weight rods, 12 weight, 14 weight, stuff like that. In fact, I'm waiting on this winter storm thing to get done and it calm down again, because I want to go out and try to catch tuna on fly rod. It's the time of year that you can catch tuna uh, fairly close into shore. You know, about 7 miles out. And I really want to go do it, but I need good weather. You know, I don't have a 44-foot offshore boat. I got a 25-foot boat, but I don't have one of these, you know, $1.5 million offshore boats. So I can't go out there on rough days. I have to wait till a calmer day before I can go out there and try to fly fish for tuna. But I'm gonna do it though as soon as I get a calm day. I I tried one time this year to go offshore to fly fish for tuna, and the weatherman just straight up was not right, because it was supposed to be 3 to 4 mile an hour winds and like 2 foot seas, and we got there and it was like 15 mile an hour winds, and the seas were as high as the T-top on my bay boat. So yeah, we came back in. We came back in and ended up catching a bunch of big bull reds, but we were not able to fly fish offshore that day because the winds and the waves were just too bad. So what I'm doing right here, y'all, I'm just adding a couple feathers to the side. All right. If everyone would please hit that thumbs up button, it'll send it out across YouTube world or whatever, and more people will tune in and watch the live stream, y'all. All right. Almost done. We're going to add the deer hair to this. This might be the last fly I tie tonight, y'all. We just don't have a lot of people watching. And I got other stuff I could do. So, besides tie flies. All right. I really wish I had good winds tomorrow. I would love to go fish tomorrow, but it says the winds are supposed to be blowing like 10 to 20. So whenever they say that, that means it's going to be blowing 20. So all right, find my razor blade. Go ahead and give this thing a haircut. All right, just going to trim that up a little bit. I'm just trimming it up a little bit, y'all. Just kind of being OCD about it now. All right, put some glue on there. Oh, hey, backwoods. Pretty good. All right. Let's see. I guess we'll do one more, y'all. I'll do one more. So same thing, a Gamakatsu B10S. Oh, thank you, Backwoods. Come on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. That was my client from yesterday. He asked me to send a picture of the baby bull red he caught. He said baby bull red is funny because we saw some 20-pounders yesterday, but he didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't catch any of the 20-pounders. But so instead of saying bull red, he said baby bull red. So that was pretty funny. We saw some 20-pounders. We just didn't hook into them. If you, in case y'all don't know, I'm a fishing guide down here in Louisiana. For those of you that might be new to watching, so I do fly fishing and spinning rod fishing. So if you don't fly fish and you want to do a spinning rod trip with me. My website is listed under my YouTube homepage. And you can go in there, and my calendar is pretty up to date. I think there's 2 or 3 days it's not. I think there's 2 or 3 days it's not on my calendar that I got to add. But if you message me on my YouTube channel, I'm sorry, if you message me on my website and let me know what days you're looking at, um, we can look at the calendar and book you a trip. Spring is going to start filling up right about now. In fact, I'm already booking stuff for spring right now. In fact, I'm already booking stuff a year out for like next fall and winter. So if you'd like to come down here and book a trip with me, the best time to book is always sooner than later, before all the days fill up. So, but spring is starting to book. So if you want to book a trip for spring, go to my website, shoot me a message. I've had several people book me off of YouTube, so um, it's not like that's a new thing or something. So and I'm in Louisiana, by the way. Fishing guy, do I ever duck hunt? I grew up. I mean, I duck hunted when I was young. I don't ever duck hunt anymore. I I see literally hundreds of ducks almost every time we go fishing. Uh, I mean, I don't even know. We probably saw at least 100 ducks yesterday. I don't even know how many we saw, but it was a lot. It's funny because I'll go out there to go, I'll go out there fishing. I come back in and duck hunters are like, "Hey man, you see any ducks?" I'm like, "Nope." They're like, "You see any ducks out there?" I'm like, "Nope." And meanwhile, I've probably seen 100 or 2, But there's some duck ponds down here, areas that I know people duck hunt that um, I won't go in early in the morning or something when they're duck hunting. Well, I'll tell you, backwoods down here in Louisiana, man, people come from all over the country to duck hunt down here. From all over the country. There are duck hunting guides though down here, so which I mean, there's public land too. You don't need a guide, to duck hunt, but there are guides that do it that are really good at it. They can get you on the ducks. They got a lot of them even have like private private leases and stuff. But there's guys down here that are really good at it, or you can just come down and hunt the public land. I say I don't duck hunt anymore. I mean, I can put you in contact with people that do, but I don't do it. Nowadays, I don't like to kill stuff. So, all right. Just adding some shiny to the hiney right there, y'all. This might be the last fly I tie, by the way. Um, I was going to tie it to about 8 o'clock, so. Piece of tan marabou. and then a piece of olive marabou. And then I just laid the tan. New York, I seen one duck this year. Man, I mean, literally, maybe next time I go out and fish, you know, and I'm shooting a YouTube video, I'll film the ducks or something and let y'all see. I literally see hundreds of ducks out there, man. All right, so I'm gonna take the marabou. I lay the tan on top of the olive color. And I'm gonna cut this off. If the marabou is too like poofy when you get done, you can always trim some of it off. If you think it's gonna be too much. I've actually been out there on charters, y'all, and pull a fly out of the box and be like, man, that's got a little bit too much. And I'll take scissors while I'm on the boat and trim stuff off sometimes. All right, taking some olive colored saddle hackle. I'm gonna grab 2 feathers right here. I'm gonna cut this thick part off we don't need. And then I'm gonna lay 1 feather on each side of the fly. Now we're gonna put like a little body right here around this, and then add the belly fur to it, and then we'll be about done with that fly. That'd be cool. All right, see you later, Backwoods. Sorry, man. I try to look at the chat as much as possible, but when I'm tying, you know, unless I got one eye going this way and one eye going the other way, it's hard to do. All right. Oh, I needed 1 more of these green feathers, y'all. I'm sitting there putting them up, and I need 1 more. All right, so I'm gonna cut the thick part off. We're gonna lay it on here and get it started. And then we're gonna wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Y'all know that's from Chappelle Show. Wrap it up, B. So I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I do not like that feather I just put on there. I'm gonna put one more. That one just didn't poof out enough for me. Y'all, the music I play when I'm on here is like non like copyrighted or whatever. It's like artists that are just getting started, or they do stuff, you know, they do stuff like this you can use for your videos. But I tell you, man, a lot of their stuff is actually really good for not to be on the radio. All right, let's add our head to this, and we'll be done. So underbelly hair, y'all, deer belly hair. Lay that on there like that. Wrap it once loose, let go of it, wrap it tight. We're gonna do that at least twice. I normally do it 3 times. But sometimes twice is enough. I'm gonna do one more. All right, now we're gonna tie this off and then trim his hairdo back, and we'll be done. I'm gonna have to hold on, y'all. I gotta trim. Well, maybe not. If it stays out of the way, I'll be all right. What's up, Steven? All right, we're gonna trim this haircut. Razor blade. You just want to bend the razor blade like into a little cone or shape, or whatever, like a half moon shape. And then just trim it up. All right. Now I'm just going to trim off some of the little pieces that the razor blade didn't get. And then I will put some glue over the thread. All right, y'all. I'm going to trim off a little bit of this marabou. Oh, we got a straggler hair right there. Hold on. All right, y'all. There you go. I haven't really named that fly, so I don't know what that is, but I just know it catches big redfish. All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for tonight. It's like 20 till 8. I tie flies for about an hour and 40 minutes or so. But thank y'all for watching, everybody. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I got over 700 videos on my channel. Most of them are fishing videos, so go check out some of the fishing videos. And thank y'all for watching, everybody.